and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me right here once again for a fun-filled lesson of actual English. I'm Jennifer Clyde. It's time for lesson 65, and today let's talk about animal hospitals and animal hotels. It's pretty simple. Of course, we go to hotels, especially when we go to a foreign country. Go on vacation, we stay at hotels. And of course, animals can be kept at hotels as well. If the pet owners happen to have to go on a trip, or if they are not home to take care of the pets, they can choose to take them to an animal or a pet hotel. And of course, hospitals, it's very simple. When we get sick, when animals get sick, where do we take them? We take them to the vet or animal hospitals. Let's talk about that then. Okay, let's begin with today's actual talk conversation.
You know, these days I'm seeing more and more animal hospitals on the streets of Seoul.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of animal hotels as well.
Hotels?
Yes.
Wow, like 5-star luxury joints.
I'm pretty sure they have better amenities than people hotels.
Sure.
But I think it's because there's a rise in pet ownership in Korea.
Yeah.
And I think when people go on vacation or go on holiday, they need those animal hotels to kind of keep their pets there if they don't have anyone to pet sit.
That's what they're for. Not for like a treat for the dog, but because the owners are going away, right?
Right. More likely probably because the owners are going away.
Yeah, I think so. But I've heard, definitely in the case of animal hospitals, some of the fees for treatment, like if your dog or cat has cancer or something like that, God forbid, they can run up to the same amount of cost for human, cancer treatment. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I heard that the bill skyrockets when it comes to treating animals and going to the vet. And the thing is, you have to go to the vet pretty often, I feel like, for your pets.
Sure, I think there's lots of shots for cats and dogs and
right.
things like that. And then lots of procedures like getting it neutered and things like that owners want to have. But yeah.
It's pretty expensive to own pets these days.
That puts me off owning a pet really badly because I barely have enough money to survive with my family, let alone another mouth to feed, be it a dog or a cat mouth.
Right, that's true. But I think what's nice about animal hospitals and animal hotels is that if you can afford to have a pet, you do have these options. If you do have to go away and you don't have someone to pet sit, you can just drop them off at the pet hotels.
Sure.
And if it gets really sick, you can just take them to the animal vet. Because I think a long time ago, it wasn't as common to have these animal hospitals.
No.
So maybe you had to do a more sad option,
Sure. It's great that there's more facilities that cater to pets.
Yes.
And long may it continue.
Well, just as Peter and Rachel mentioned in today's actual talk conversation, that's right. There are more and more pet shops and, of course, obviously more pets and many more vets, animal hospitals, and even animal hotels. Sometimes you will even walk into a very big animal hospital and they will have a separate section to keep animals, like a small animal hotel or a pet hotel within the hospital. So let's listen to what they mentioned or take a look at what they mentioned about taking pets to these hospitals or even these hotels. Okay, let's check it out. First of all, Peter says, these days I'm seeing more and more animal hospitals on the streets. Now, I have underlined these two parts. We'll practice that pattern later on. To see more and more something on the streets or somewhere. It just means more and more. It's there to emphasize, to stress that there are many, many of them. So there are more and more animal hospitals. Where? On the streets of Seoul, or you can also say in Seoul or in Korea. Now keep in mind that you should always say on the streets of a certain place because these locations, businesses, hotels, buildings, they are built on the street. So it's not in the street, but on the streets of Seoul, for example. So we see many of these animal hospitals everywhere in Seoul, right? Now, Rachel agrees and she says, yeah, I have seen a ton of animal hotels as well. A ton. Ton here means, that's right, 1톤, 2톤. In Korean, we say 톤, but in English, the proper pronunciation is ton. It's pronounced as T-U-N, ton. 2 tons, 3 tons. A 2-ton truck, for example. But if you say a ton of something, you are saying many of something. It's also a way of stressing a great amount or a number of something. So she's saying, I have seen a ton of animal hotels as well. And he says, hotels? Well, let's see. Rachel, she says, yes, hotels. And then Peter's quite confused. So he says, animal hotels, pet hotels? Wow, like 5-star luxury hotels? Okay, we know luxury. Luxury is what? Very posh, high-end, luxury, very expensive hotels. And he's just stressing it by adding 5-star luxury hotels. Now, Rachel says, I'm pretty sure they, meaning the hotels or pet hotels, have better amenities than people hotels. Amenities. Let's take a look. Now, if by any chance you were planning a vacation overseas, have you ever logged on to the net, on the internet, have you ever searched for hotels? If you have, in many cases you will go on to a home page or a website, a hotel website, and they will say amenities. You will see accommodations, amenities, lodging, facilities, for example. Amenities are facilities or services that are there for you to enjoy. So they're very, I guess, pleasurable facilities and services. So you will see a mini bar, for example, a hair dryer, air conditioning, computer, internet. These are all amenities, okay? So she's saying, I'm pretty sure these pet hotels have better amenities, better services than people hotels. But I think it's because, why? There is a rise in something, pet ownership in Korea. Okay, there's a rise in something, meaning an increasing number of something. So there is a rise in pet ownership in Korea. Simply put, it means that there are more pet owners in Korea. And I think when people go on vacation or go on holiday. We take a look at go on holiday. Often an S is added there too. Go on holiday is also the same thing as to go on a vacation. They need those animal hotels to keep their pets, okay? To keep their pets. If they don't have anyone to pet sit. So people, when they go on vacation, they have no choice but to ask someone to take care of their pets, right? But if they don't have anyone to pet sit or take care of their pets, they have no choice but to take them to these pet hotels. Now, what is pet sit, though? Pet sit, pet sitter. Have you heard of to babysit? Have you heard of babysitter? To babysit means to watch a baby, take care of a baby for you. And to pet sit means to watch a pet or to take care of a pet for you. So for example, if you have a dog or a cat or any kind of pet, and if you are planning on going for a vacation or going on a vacation, and you ask me, hey, can you pet sit for me? Then I can say, okay, I have time to take care of your pet. Okay, I will pet sit for you. It means I will take care of your pet while you are away. Okay, in that case, I would become a pet sitter. If you have a baby and you're going away and you need someone to take care of your baby while you are away, you could ask me the same thing. Can you take care of my baby while I'm gone? If I say, yeah, sure, I will babysit, meaning I will watch your baby, take care of your baby. In that case, I would become a babysitter. Okay? All right, we'll go over that later on as well. So she's just talking about how people, when they go on vacation, if there's no one to pet sit or watch the pet, they need to take them to these pet hotels. Now, Peter says that's what they are for. Now, they, of course, we're talking about pet hotels. They're there for that reason. But I've heard in the case of animal hospitals, okay? Let's talk about animal hospitals. Some of the fees for treatment, like if your dog or cat has cancer or something, and he says, God forbid, okay? God forbid. Now, why did he mention God forbid? And what does God forbid mean? Really, or very religious people hardly ever use that expression, but it's just an expression that people just casually use in the case that they don't want something very bad to happen. If you don't want something to happen, you say, oh, God forbid, okay? So, if your dog or cat has cancer, you don't want that to happen, so you'll say, oh, God forbid. I hope it never happens, but they can burn up to the same amount of costs for cancer treatments. Of course, for people, we're talking about an equal amount of money, okay? They can burn up to, they can cost up to, they can add up to, they can sum up to. These all have the same definition, okay? They can all cost a lot of money, okay? So if dogs or cats even have cancer and you take them to the vet, they can cost a lot of money. Now Rachel says, yeah, I heard that the bill skyrockets when it comes to treating animals and going to the vet. Okay, we're talking about costs and fees right now, but what does this mean? I heard that the bill skyrockets. What is a rocket? Okay, now skyrocket, if it is used as a verb, it means to rise sharply, increase sharply, very quickly, okay? So the bill can skyrocket, meaning the bill can be very expensive. It can cost you a lot of money, okay? When it comes to treating animals and going to the vet, and the things you have to go to the vet pretty often. Oh, the thing is, you have to go to the vet pretty often. It's true, yeah. Now, Peter says, sure, I think there are lots of shots. In other words, vaccinations for cats and dogs, and lots of procedures like getting it neutered. This is a vocab word we'll take a look at later on. There are other words for neuter. A simple word is to spay. S-P-A-Y. We'll take a look at that synonym later on, but it means to, it's a surgery. You can get your cat or dog neutered, and it means if it is neutered, it cannot reproduce, okay? Another difficult word is to castrate. We'll take a look at it later. So this is just a procedure done at an animal hospital. Rachel says it's pretty expensive to own pets these days. That puts me off owning a pet really badly. Now, this is what Peter says, but what does put off mean? Put somebody off. If you just say put off, it means to maybe wait until a later time. Procrastinate is another similar word, but to put somebody off is to make someone not want to do something or even not like somebody. It means to discourage, okay? So he's saying, wow, listening to all that, how much money it costs, that puts me off owning a pet really badly, okay? So he's saying that really discourages me because I barely or rarely have enough money, to survive with my family, let alone, meaning not to mention, another mouth to feed, be the dog or a cat mouth. This could sound very tricky, everyone. I know it's a long sentence and there are some difficult expressions and phrases, but okay, the first sentence here up until the first line, put me off, it means it really discourages me. It makes me not want to have a pet because I barely have enough money. I don't have enough money. It's hard to survive with my family, let alone, not to mention, another mouth to feed, be the dog or a cat. I don't have enough money to feed an extra family member, like a dog or a cat. That's just what he is saying. Now, Rachel agrees that's true, but I think what's nice about animal hospitals and animal hotels is that you have these options. That's right. They give you options. if you have to go away and you don't have someone to pet sit, here we go, you can just drop them off at the pet hotels. Drop off is what? You can pick somebody up, okay, at the airport, for example. You drive there, you go there to greet someone, to pick them up. Drop off means to 내려주다, okay, drop off. Let them go there and then come, okay? So you can just go to these pet hotels and drop them off and say, please take care of my pet while I am gone. Okay, and then let's move on. Now she says, and if it gets really sick, get sick. If it becomes sick or gets sick, you can take him or her to the animal vet. In most cases, animal is not really used with vet. You can just say vet. You can take them to the vet or animal hospital because I think a long time ago, many, many years ago, it wasn't as common to have these animal hospitals. It is true. Now, I did mention as well, maybe about 20 years ago, it was very hard to spot an animal hospital. They were not everywhere now like these days. Moving on to the very latter part of the conversation, Peter says, sure, it's great that there are more facilities that cater to pets. We'll take a look at cater to. If something caters to you, it's very, I guess, convenient for you. It's very helpful. Okay, so he's saying it's nice, it's wonderful, it's great that there are more facilities like the pet hotels that cater to pets, meaning that really are beneficial to pets. Okay? All right, don't worry. Even if you're confused with some of the phrases and the vocab words we've just taken a look at, listen to the conversation one more time and we'll take a look at them one more time afterwards in today's actual expressions. Have a listen.
You know, these days I'm seeing more and more animal hospitals on the streets of Seoul.
Yeah, you know, I've seen a ton of animal hotels as well.
Hotels?
Yes.
Wow, like 5-star luxury joints.
I'm pretty sure they have better amenities than people hotels.
Sure.
But I think it's because there's a rise in pet ownership in Korea.
Yeah.
And I think when people go on vacation or go on holiday, they need those animal hotels to kind of keep their pets there if they don't have anyone to pet sit.
That's what they're for. Not for like a treat for the dog, but because the owners are going away,
Right.
right?
More likely probably because the owners are going away.
Yeah, I think so. But I've heard, like, definitely in the case of animal hospitals, some of the fees for treatment, like if your dog or cat has cancer or something like that, God forbid, they can run up to the same amount of cost for human, like, cancer treatment. So it'd be crazy.
Yeah, I heard that the bill skyrockets when it comes to treating animals and going to the vet. And the thing is, you have to go to the vet pretty often, I feel like, for your pets.
Sure, I think there's lots of shots for cats and dogs and things like that. And then lots of procedures like getting it neutered and things like that owners want to have. But yeah.
It's pretty expensive to own pets these days.
That puts me off owning a pet.
Yeah.
Really badly, because I barely have enough money to survive with my family, let alone another mouth to feed, be it a dog or a cat mouth.
Right, that's true. But I think what's nice about animal hospitals and animal hotels is that if you can afford to have a pet, you do have these options. If you do have to go away and you don't have someone to pet sit, you can just drop them off at the pet hotels.
Sure.
You know, and if it gets really sick, you can just take him to the animal vet. Because I think a long time ago, it wasn't as common to have these animal hospitals.
No.
So maybe you had to do a more sad option, you know?
Sure. It's great that there's more facilities that cater to pets.
Yes.
And long may it continue.
Now that we've taken a second listen to the actual talk conversation, I hope you have a better understanding of it. Let's take a look at some vocab words. Remember, amenity. It's also used in the plural form. The Y goes away and you would add an IES, amenities in that case. Conveniences, luxuries even. We're talking about the convenient services or the luxurious services even. Something that is very useful, helpful, okay? Pleasurable facilities and services that are there for you to enjoy or make use of. Now, pet sit, I told you, you can babysit, which means to watch a baby, take care of a baby. And to pet sit, it means to take care of or to watch a pet. Here we go with neuter. There are two ways to pronounce it. New, N-O-O, new, or N-Y-O, new, new. So it's neuter or neuter. It means to spay or to castrate. These are two synonyms for neuter, and it basically means to, I guess, castrate or spay so they cannot reproduce anymore. So you can neuter your cat or your dog, and if you do so, they cannot have any puppies or kittens. And let's see, let alone. A synonym is not to mention. So keep those words in mind as well. Let's move on to some patterns quickly. Now, see more and more. In the beginning of today's actual talk conversation, Peter mentioned something about seeing more and more animal hospitals these days, right? Okay, it's just a way of stressing or emphasizing. Let's see, coffee shops. They're everywhere these days. So you can say, you can see more and more coffee shops opening up here and there. 여기저기. Okay? You can see more and more coffee shops opening up here and there. Another one. I see more and more non-smoking restaurants. Yeah, it's true. We see more and more non-smoking restaurants. We see more and more non-smoking places these days, right? You are not allowed to smoke in those areas. So this is something you can say, right? When having a conversation about non-smoking areas or buildings even. Now, put something off or put somebody off. Someone, let's take a look. You can say, my sister put me off. Okay, here in this case, it's somebody. Put me off the idea of dating him. Now, put somebody off, I did mention it means to discourage. Okay, make somebody not want to do something. So, my sister put me off the idea of dating him means my sister made me not want to date him. Okay, let's practice this sentence one more time. My sister put me off the idea of dating him. Another sample sentence. The pouring rain put me off going out on Saturday. Okay, the pouring rain. It rained so much, I did not want to go out on Saturday. The pouring rain put me off going out on Saturday. Okay, and our next pattern, cater to. That would be our final pattern for today. Cater to. Let's take a look at some sample sentences. The first one is, there are more and more sports programs. We're talking about sports programs catering to something or somebody, in this case, female audiences. Cater to provide with something they want or especially need. So if you need something or want something, somebody can cater to your needs and satisfy you. So there are more and more sports programs that are made for female audiences to enjoy, okay? That are catering to female audiences. You can say, I'm sorry, but I can't cater to all your needs. I can't give you everything you want. 당신을 만족시킬 수 없어요. 만족시키기 위해 뭐든 다 할 수 없어요. Okay, in that case, you can say, I cannot cater to all your needs. Okay. All right, that about does it for today's actual expressions. Practice them more on your own, and that's a wrap.
As more and more people have animals, like of course there is a related service growing up, and like more and more veterinary, like animal hospital and animal hotel. I think having animals hotel is really important because people like to go on holidays, and if their relatives cannot take care of the animals, you need an option to like store your pet while you are away. I know, for example, like in France, we had like problem of people like abandoning their animals during the summer because they don't know what to do with them when they go on holidays. They cannot take them with them. Maybe they take a plane, or if they go to like a human hotel. So some people just abandon their pets, which is really sad and for the animal. So I think having a development of like animal hotel like avoid this kind of situation, and it's much better for the pets and for the owners too.
So today, Jonas's actual story was about, of course, today's topic, which happens to be animal hospitals and pet hotels or animal hotels. Let's check out what he mentioned. Now, we're seeing a lot of more and more today, right? Now, he made use of that expression. As more and more people have animals, related services are growing. Now, I did add in number for you, but related services basically we're talking about services or facilities that have to do with pets, such as hotels and hospitals. They're growing, okay? They're increasing in number. There are more and more of them, many, many more of them. He says, I think having animal hotels is really important. Why? Because people like to go on holidays. Now here, we were saying to go on holiday. In this case, Jonas mentioned holidays with an S. I did mention that they can be used both ways. Go on holiday or go on holidays, which means to go on vacation. Okay, let's take a look at one more. He's talking about France. In France, we have people abandoning their pets when? During the summer, which is sad. Why? Because they don't know what to do with them. Them meaning the pets when they go on holiday or holidays. So this is a sad fact. It's wonderful to give examples of your home country, your own experiences, and that is exactly what Jonas did. So he talked about today's topic, and then he also mentioned something about his opinion and a fact about how things are or what things are like in his home country, which happens to be France. Okay, thanks, Jonas, and job well done.
As more and more people have animals, like of course there is a related service growing up, and like more and more veterinary, like animal hospital and animal hotel. I think having animals hotel is really important because people like to go on holidays, and if their relatives cannot take care of the animals, you need an option to like store your pet while you are away. I know, for example, like in France, we had like problem of people like abandoning their animals during the summer because they don't know what to do with them when they go on holidays. They cannot take them with them. Maybe they take a plane or if they go to like a human hotel. So some people just abandon their pets, which is really sad and for the animal. So I think having a development of like animal hotel like avoid this kind of situation, and it's much better for the pets and for the owners too.
Okay, that is a wrap for today's lesson, everyone. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope that you can make use of the phrases and the expressions and the vocab words we learned today in the future when you happen to talk about animal hotels or even vets, animal hospital, that is. I'll join you again next time and talk about a sad topic, abandoned pets. But then again, we've also got the shelters. So the next topic is abandoned pets and animal shelters. Wonderful places. Okay, in the meantime, come to our homepage. Come to www.ebse.co.kr and just look for Actual English with me, Jennifer Clyde. Okay, you can, feel free to leave us some posts, messages, comments, questions, anything. Even a simple hello is nice. Okay, that is all for today. I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.